Yo, what's going on, guys? Jared here. So a couple of days ago, I asked you guys, continuing with the Rage of the Abyss theme, which decks out of Rage of the Abyss you want to see, because there are so many decks coming out of the set that are getting support, and I think that could use a lot of updating, and maybe there's the new combos that can come out of it, and yeah, there's just a lot to go over. So I asked you guys what you guys wanted to see, and the one that actually had the most comments was actually the new insect support. Now, the insects are actually getting a lot more support in this set than I initially thought. I actually thought the only cards that they were getting was the TCG exclusive cards. Turns out I was wrong. I did not know that Battlewasps were in this set. I now know Battlewasps are in this set. These Battlewasps are very, very strong. They're so strong, in fact, they actually give you a one-card combo line that is extremely strong. I'm going to be showing you that one-card combo in the end of the video, but first I want to jump into the actual deck itself. Now, moving forward, I hope you guys enjoy. Please leave down below any suggestions that you want to see for any other decks of Rage of the Abyss. I'm currently taking suggestions because I want to look into the stuff that people are interested in, not the stuff that people are not interested in. So again, if you enjoy, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And leave any suggestions down below for this video as well. Helping anybody who wants to learn about insects, any suggestions down below makes it easier for them to see and read about. So yeah, thank you for that. Greatly appreciate it. And let's go ahead and jump into the deck profile. Okay guys, so here is my current insect Battlewasp Beetrooper deck insect pile. I like calling it insect pile because I feel like it's what it is, because none of the insect archetypes are strong enough to use on their own, right? You need to pretty much combine their best cards together to eventually make something that works coherently and is very strong. So this is where I am at with my deck list. There are so many different ways you can play this, and I really cannot encourage you enough to test this and play so many different versions and cards and combo lines, because I feel like every hand is so different, it's so complicated, and I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible, but it's so hard. So yeah, I'm going to jump into the card by card, go over the new cards, and then we can talk about it a little bit. So I'm playing 3 Renaissance Insect. This is still probably the best insect that we have access to currently. And then we have a new card, Battlewasp Rapier the Furious. This is a level 6 wind insect. If you control no face-up monsters or only insect monsters, you can discard another insect monster to place a Battlewasp wind from your deck in the faceless power and trap zone, then special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except insect monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard to reduce the level of one insect monster you control by 1. You can only use each of the effects once per turn. Secondary effect does not come up a lot. The first effect is the main part. So obviously this is very reminiscent of the Black Wing that gets Black Whirlwind. This is actually just a little bit better, and I'll explain why in a second. Next up is Armament Swarm. This also comes out in Rage of the Abyss. Very quickly, normal spell card, special summon an insect monster with 1,000 or less attack from your hand or deck, and if you special summon it from the deck, send one monster you control to the graveyard. You can special summon for the rest of this turn after this effect resolves, except insect monsters. If a face-up insect synchro monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, while this card's in your graveyard, you can banish this card, add a Summoning Swarm from your deck to your hand. We are not playing Summoning Swarm, but the main part is the first effect, special summoning one from the deck specifically, and then sending it to the graveyard. A pretty good insect monster that we just really need access to is our Renaissance Insect. Has 1,000 or less attack, so you can immediately special summon this, send it to the graveyard, and immediately trigger its effect to add a level 5 or higher, and is in the graveyard locked and loaded to be banished for future use. The hardest part about insects a lot of the time is getting to this card, so we have a lot of new tools to be able to do that, which I like a lot. Next up for the new cards is going to be Battlewasp Wind. This is the card that you get off of the level 5. This is the continuous spell. Up to twice per turn, if a Battlewasp monster is normal or special summoned to your side of the field, except during a damage step, target one of them, add a Battlewasp monster with less attack from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, you can target an insect monster you control that has a level. If it is used as a sacred material, you can treat it as a tuner. You can only activate one Battlewasp Wind per turn. So, this card is obviously the card that you get off this, and this card, because of the way it's worded, you can discard to then put the wind up and then special summon this card from your hand, meaning that it will immediately trigger this card to search. So I will say right now, the one card combo is this card. If you resolve this card, you can do a lot, and I'll show you that at the end of the video, like I said. Moving on with the actual deck, though, we also have 3 copies of Battlewasp Sting the Poison, 2 copies of Scout Buggy because they just fetch each other, 1 copy of Sting the Lancer, 1 copy of the Rapid Fire, 1 copy of Twin Bow, 2 copies of Pin the Needle, 1 copy of Praying Mantis, 1 copy of Goki Pole, 1 copy of Doomdozer, 2 copies of Super Supply, the Indestructible Insects. This is also in Rage of the Abyss as a TCG exclusive. This gives insects a in-engine way to fusion summon without using the Battlewasp fusion spell, which I like a lot. I do wish this card was just a little bit better, but this is a good thing that we have. I would rather have a monster that can fusion summon than not have it. So it's pretty good. Again, level 5 Earth Insect. When an insect monster's effect is activated, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then if it's your opponent's effect, you can negate the effect. And then also, until the end of the next turn, after this effect resolved, you cannot special summon except insects from the extra deck. Then, during the main phase, you can fusion summon one insect fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. So again, this isn't amazing. It's nice. Best thing about it is you can special summon it from the hand, use the effect to fuse with something from your hand if you have extra bodies, or in a lot of the combo scenarios, you just have them on the field anyway. But the nice thing is it's level 5 and it's searchable off of your Renaissance Insect, which is very nice. You have access to this card a lot of the time, and it's very easy to get to. So, which then in turn allows you to get to your fusion monsters, which again, we'll see in the combo that I'm going to show you. I'm also playing one copy of the Ragnarok Samurai Beetle. You banish a lot of cards in this deck, and I feel like this card is going to be alive a lot of the time. So for that, I am playing this. Also, you can trigger the effects at the end of this card too, where it's sent to the graveyard as link material to bring back any level 4 or lower insect. It's very strong. So I'd rather have this card in here as an option than not overall. For the spell cards that are like not main engine, we have one copy of Instant Fusion, which I guess technically is engine anyway, but one copy of Instant Fusion because now you can Instant Fusion into the Beetrooper Cruel Sorrentus, which is very cool. Gold Sarcophagus to banish the Renaissance Insect, who then triggers, just dump an insect. 2 copies of Talons, Dark Ruin No More, Eclipses, and then one copy of Ragnarok the Hunking Dance, and one copy of Beetrooper Flying Sting. Both these trap cards are searchable through Engine, and you can get both of them in the combo that I was talking about. And I decided to go with a board breaker approach for this deck, because you don't have a lot of spots for non-engine with how many cards I feel like you need to play, and you need the options in the deck. It's so frustrating that I wish insects have so many cool cards, and they're just like still not the way I want them to be. I want it to be a little bit more cohesive, and this is still just feels like a bunch of one-of mess, which bothers me because I just don't think it has to be this way. But yeah, like, so because of those reasons and not having enough non-engine slots, you kind of lead into more high impact cards. I'd rather have one Dark Ruin No More than one Ash Blossom, as for an instance in a hand. So going on to the side deck really quickly, these are just all the other insect cards, and like this other card you can play. Again, I have the one copy of Frutros in here, Vuaros, because this card is just broken. If you have it, play it. Even with the board breakers, just play it. This card is nuts if you have access to them. If not, of course, you just don't need to. I'm not going to, its card's going to be ridiculously expensive, so no one's going to be upset if you don't have this card, right? And then this is all the other Beetrooper and the Battlewasp cards, and like generic insect cards like Praying Mantis is a free special summon from the hand, which is very nice. Yeah, this is just all the other insect cards that I don't think make the cut. The one I want to highlight a little bit is the Crawler, because this card is insane, but it makes you play 2 bricks in the form of the 2 Crawler monsters to summon out of the deck or graveyard or hand. I don't want those. This deck already has so many cards that are like you can consider suboptimal, and I don't want to put more in. It would really bother me. So again, if you want to, please play it and just try it out. It's probably fine because you have a lot of discards and things to maneuver. A lot of normal summons in this deck too, so you can probably maneuver around it and be okay. So this card could be worth it, but just in my opinion, and from what I played with, I don't think you need it. But again, feel free to try it out yourself. Going on to the extra deck, one copy of Beetrooper Armorhorn, the Atlas, one copy of Mantis Monk, one copy of Stag Sovereign, 2 copies of Prolifercella, the Insector. I like these because you can just shuffle each other back, so you have pretty much infinite insects to go off of, which is obviously insane for the late game grind. One copy of Trap Tricks, one copy of Papatillon, one copy of the new Battlewasp Synchro, one of the new Battlewasp Synchros. This card is okay. I'm not sold on this card, but it's kind of interesting. So this is a level 12 Synchro, I believe. It is a Wind Insect. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Insect synchro monsters you control gain 200 attack for each of your banished insect monsters, so he gets pretty big as it includes himself. If this card is banished, you can special summon it. Then you can destroy your cards your opponent controls up to the number of your banished insect monsters. Then inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each card destroyed. Now, I don't think this is good in the OCG because they do not have a certain card that we got, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. But I just want to keep that in mind, that triggering that effect on the opponent's turn is very difficult. With the card that we got, it makes it a lot easier and better. I'm playing one copy of the Abuelos de Mantis, just as some synergy. Being able to send from deck to graveyard is always good because just deck access in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is what you want in the game. And then we have another new Battlewasp Synchro, Sachi the Ritual Bow. Card is also very, very good. Level 6 Synchro, Insect Tuner, Non-Tuner. When it's Synchro Summon, you can treat it as a tuner. Once per turn, you can return one continuous spell you control to the hand. You can normal summon one Battlewasp monster during your main phase this turn in addition to your normal summoner set. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a secret material, you can inflict 100 damage to your opponent for each of your banished Battlewasp monsters. Whoa, it's a time card. Gotta love those. So again, very, very good card. A nice extender, a good option to go into in the middle of the combos. And again, I'll show you in a second. We also have Beetrooper, Cruel Satirus. This is the fusion that you make off Instant Fusion. And this is the other new card, the other TCG exclusive that we got. Heavy Cavalry of the Indestructible Insects. This is a level 7 Earth Insect. One level 5 or higher insect monster and one insect monster. So you are most likely going to be making this off of the Super Supply Soldier, the other exclusive that came out with it. So pretty much it's going to be this card plus any insect to make this, which is very, very good. It's very generic in a deck like this, which is what you want. It doesn't specify like Battlewasp or Beetrooper, or any level requirements or anything like that. It is just any insect. So the whole deck essentially synergizes with this. So this card cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. If all monsters you control are insect monsters, hint, they will be. Quick effect, you can target 2 monsters on the field, including an insect monster you control, banish them. You can only use this effect once per turn. Nice part is it's a quick effect, and this is the card I was talking about in tandem with the Battlewasp. So just in future for the game, something to keep in note of that Japan does not have, or I should say the OCG doesn't have, is that if you make this on an M board, and then you make the Indestructible Insects, you are able to use this to banish the Battlewasp and a card your opponent controls. Then it'll trigger the Battlewasp Synchro monster to come back and effectively, most likely, destroy 3 to 5 cards your opponent has if you successfully played on your turn, because yeah, you just have so many insects that are banished by the end of this, like I said. So you can destroy a lot of cards with this, so it's probably going to end up being a board wipe. So I think that's pretty cool that you have that option available to you. So then we played one copy of the Ultra Beetrooper Absolute Hercules. I like this card just as a big wall for the turn that you summon it. And then we play one copy of Cicada King as we play the Beetrooper Scout Buggy. Now, that is it for the actual deck itself. Again, I'm not big on these big pile decks, but these cards are very good. I wish we got more cards like these. I hope we get more in the future, because I feel like insects have not had their time to shine past Insectors, which is so long ago, and I just really want to see insects do well again. And a lot of these archetypes I feel like have potential, especially now with cards like this. This Battlewasp card is very, very strong. Like there is just something that can happen here. Now, let me know how you would change this down below, because again, there are so many ways to play insects. It is ridiculous. Overall, I really want to hear your thoughts about it, but I want to get into the 1-card combo and show you guys just how strong this card is by itself with the new cards and the synchro and the continuous spell, because they add so much value. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. Okay, so here is the 1-card combo. Again, this is going to be going off Battlewasp, Rapier the Furious. We are just resolving his effect. Now I have an Insect Knight here. I wanted this to be the most useless insect monster I could possibly come up with, because I don't want it to be something that is usable in the combo. I want this to be as bare bones as possible. So I threw an Insect Knight just so that it's just as useless as can be. But again, if this is like a Renaissance insect, it changes the combo, right? There's a lot of different variables that can happen with this combo, the rest of your hand, of course, but this is the most bare bones, just this card resolving is what it can do. So let's just see what it can do. So again, we're going to pitch the Insect Knight, bring out the Battlewasp Wind, special summon this out, use the Wind to search the Bullseye, then we can special summon the Bullseye, and then we can make it a tuner from the spell to then synchro summon into our Sachi the Ritual Bow. That will trigger our Wind to be able to search, so we're going to add Sting the Poison. Now we can normal summon the Sting the Poison because we did not normal summon, so I'm going to list the normal summons as we go over here. So we have our normal summon. Now we can activate the Sting the Poison, so we can add the Rapid Fire. Now we can use the Synchro monster to bounce back the Wind to normal summon the Rapid Fire. We can now use the Rapid Fire to bring back the Pin the Bullseye, and then we can link into the Insector link to. Then we can use the effect to discard the same Wind, so that we are, so this very nice that this gives you a card to discard. But you can also shuffle back cards. I think that's something important. You can shuffle back cards and get a draw as well if you don't want to discard the Wind, to discard off this card's effect because of the second effect. So you can, it does replace itself. I shouldn't say you can discard the card that you draw. It replaces itself, if that makes more sense. So, which is very, very good. So again, we're going to put our Renaissance Insect equipped to either one of these cards. Again, it's very nice that you have this card as access to get to this from the extra deck. It's not like, and it doesn't feel overpowered either, because a lot of these cards from modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Are just special summoning the cards that we want. This is like equipping it to something else, and then you have to link that thing off. It's a lot of setup, so it doesn't feel that crazy to me. So yeah, we're going to go into a link 2, and now we're going to go into the Beetrooper Armor Horn. Next, we can use our Renaissance Insect to search for our Doom Dozer. Next, we can special summon our Doom Dozer. And again, we're going to have a lot of time. I say you can draw from the, from the Inzektor monster here. You can draw from this, like this sits on the field for a pretty long time. So you can do this whenever in the line. So we're going to use Doom Dozer, banish those two, use our Renaissance Insect to send Goki Pole. Goki Pole's effect to add a level 4 insect from your deck to your hand. So we're going to add another Renaissance Insect. Now we are going to use the Armor Horn to normal summon the Renaissance Insect because we can do that. And as you can see, Renaissance Insect is not once per turn at all. So we get to use this card as many times as we want. So this is going to be our second time using it. We're going to link it off and go into our Mantis Monk. Next, we are going to be using the Renaissance Insect again to add a level 5 or higher to add our Supply Soldier of the Indestructible Insects. Then we can use our Ragnarika effect to banish 2 from Graveyard to trigger his effect, and then we can trigger the Supply Soldier in the hand to be able to special summon himself. I believe I misclicked, I'm supposed to banish the Renaissance Insect, yeah. So we're going to use this to search the Ragnarika trap card. Then we are able to trigger the Renaissance Insect to double level 4, and we're going to dump our Praying Mantis. Praying Mantis effect to banish itself to summon a token. Then we are able to link these two off the token and the link 3 to go into the link 4, which then we are able to use the effect to tribute off the Doom Dozer because you can tribute an insect monster to do one of the effects, and we're going to summon a Beetrooper from our deck. So that's going to summon out our Sting the Lancer to add our Beetrooper Flying Sting. Then we are able to use the Ragnarika in the graveyard, which is the effect to, it's in the graveyard, you target a plant or insect, put it to the bottom of the deck, and then special summon this card. So yeah, again, we just get free link rating off of that. Then you can use the link 2 and the link 3 now to go into the link 5. This is another form of interruption, which is very strong. Then we can use the Armor Horn in the graveyard finally to banish 3 to special summon this card. And then we are able to fusion summon. The Armor Horn is supposed to be banished here. Please keep that in mind. I just completely forgot here. You can use these to fusion summon into the Heavy Cavalry of the Indestructible Insects. Then we can set 2 cards and call it a day. Now, this pretty much ends on multiple pops from the Stag Sovereign, a banish on your opponent's cards from the Indestructible Insects. This is also a Solemn Strike-esque effect off the Flying Sting, which also comes back again on the next turn, which is really, really good. And then at the same time, you also have the Ragnarika, which is again a pop on your opponent's card. Now, overall, I would say this is a pretty okay M board. It doesn't feel diverse because there's not a lot of negation. That's my issue with it. And an issue that I can't solve with insects because you're locked into insects from everything. And Konami has not given us insect support that can fix this issue. So we only have a limited number of things that we can do. The only thing that I do like about this M board is I get to end on Giant Beetrooper Invincible Atlas, which is pretty much just an annoying out on top of this stuff. So I feel a little bit better about it because we have a Towers-esque effect. You have the Ragnarikas that can come back from the graveyard over the course of the game. You have the Inzektor, which can also shuffle cards back every turn and get extra draws. We didn't even go into our other fusion monsters to be able to do stuff with those. So again, like there's other options that you have available to you, but this is just the 1-card combo that I like right now. If there's a different 1-card combo, you can definitely switch it up and let me know down below what you guys are like doing right now. But I think for 1 card, for insects in the modern day Yu-Gi-Oh, this is pretty good. This is at least 4 interruptions by itself, all for 1 card, minimalistically, not even the extra cards. So let me know what you guys think down below. Please subscribe if you enjoy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.